How's it going, folks? Mark from Like-Minded Lunatics, and I'm joined by my good friend Ladi.
Howdy, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you for joining me with this one.
It's always so much fun to be here with you.
So Ladi and I have been doing a ton of Rockucation videos. You can go over here and watch the playlist where I try to Rockucate Mr. Ladi.
It's where I learn stuff.
That's right. And we have a great time, too.
Yes, we do.
And we're putting out a lot of new content. Make sure you check out some of our other playlists. Todd's Drink, Play, Swear is one of my favorite things on the channel. Todd tells a story, plays an aggravating video game.
And he swears.
And he swears, yeah. So you can go over here and check that out. Today we're doing a special MLK Day episode. Now this is a song called Black by a band by the name of Sevendust. This came out in 1997, and I thought what we would do on the matchup today is compare the studio version of it to an acoustic set that they did with Guitarcenter. So this will be your first time hearing the song.
Ever, yeah.
Her first time hearing the song, and we're going to compare the studio to the acoustic version. Now, the studio version I have up is a version with the lyrics on it, so it has all the lyrics, so we can see all of that and stuff like that.
Oh, great.
Yeah. So here we go, folks. Oh, actually, usually I don't do alcoholic beverages on the matchups.
Is it true?
Usually I don't. Usually I do coffees. But today I thought I would do a Black is Beautiful since we've got a black song. It's about MLK Day. This was a special brew by Southern Heights Brewing. I'm going to give them a shout out. And all the proceeds went to Black Lives Matter and organizations like that. So you don't have to have an adult beverage, but I thought I would just because I had this and it looked good. So cheers, folks.
And he's feeling adult today.
Mm-hmm. Feeling adult, which is weird for me. Normally I feel very juvenile.
Yeah. I can hear.
So here we go. Black by Sevendust. About to get to a verse right now, so I thought or the chorus, so I thought I'd stop here and just gauge your impression so far. The words, I think, are, number one, extraordinarily powerful. It's always struck me, so the lead singer is a black man. It's always struck me that he sings, "You say you want to be like me. Well, boy, let me tell you, you don't know what I've seen." I think there's been this, for years, appropriation of black culture and appropriation of things that we associate with black cultures without fully appreciating the black experience in America.
I'm going to tell you, I did not know that that was a black man singing the song. And so I was concerned at first because I thought it was another metal band trying to say something, which I can understand what they're trying to say. But it colors it differently. And that was an odd choice of words right there, knowing that this is a black man singing the song. Now I see the words and they mean something different to me.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. Well, and let's just go back and look at them because this is a matchup. We'll look closely at them. Voices, they call out my name. They say I'm different. Well, I'm not the same. You say you want to be like me. Well, boy, let me tell you, you don't know what I've seen. They say the devil lives in my soul. I promise not to let him take control. Now, the interesting thing to me is that there is a long history of trying to write the African-American race off as subhuman, like if you look in literature, and they tried to justify that, and by they, I mean conservative Christians, by saying that they were descendants of the son of Ham. And so there was that religious there's religious significance to saying that. So when he says, they say the devil lives in my soul, in my head, that's tying into a long tradition of racism.
Well, it's tying into the tradition of racism where anyone who does not believe what you believe is significantly less than you, period. And we did this, all tribes, everyone, people that were here, people that were in Mexico, the black people we brought over, we treated them all like whatever beliefs and religious values they had were automatically wrong because they were not Christian.
Correct, yes. And would write them off as being not the chosen people, not the children of God.
Because, of course, the white people were.
Right. Now, let's take a listen to this acoustic set. I listened to a little bit of this one. So the lead singer's name is LaJohn Witherspoon, LJ. His voice is just so great. And I love how he has the power to do the really strong stuff, but then you can also hear the melody in it. I love how he controls that back and forth.
So this song is called Black, and I know it's an early one, but is it the first one?
We had like 2 songs, and we went out one time and played a club, and we played 3 songs, and Black was one of them.
Voices cool, they say I'm different, but I'm not the same. You say you want to be like me. Oh boy, let me tell you, you don't know what I said. They say the devil lives in my soul. I promise not to let him take control.
All right, I'm going to stop there because we're about to hit the verse.
I'm just going to say,
or the chorus.
I love the acoustic. They're both, I'm sure, very good. That acoustic, I'm amazed. His voice is just amazing.
It's haunting, right?
God, it's so powerful.
Yeah, very powerful.
And plaintive at the same time.
Yes. I love how he's able to control it. So he goes from that really powerful scream, and then he brings back to melody. There's real power in that, I feel like.
God.
So let's go back. We're about to get to the chorus itself in the studio version. I've always loved that performance right there, that vocalization. I ain't doing nothing wrong. It's a guttural. God, it's a guttural yell. Powerful. All right, here's the acoustic.
My own business.
He still does it there, too.
Yeah, he does.
God, that's good. I don't know where I'm at, because honestly, I love the energy and the power of the electric version, the studio version. There's something that seems communal about it to me. I guess it's because I've been to a ton of concerts. So it feels like those moments in the concert where the audience is just in unison. You know, sometimes there's a magic moment. The last one I remember is being at Metallica's last concert and everyone singing Whiskey in the Jar. That classic Irish song that they do, and the entire audience was just on the same page. And that's what this feels like. But the emotion comes through a little better here for me. I don't know where you're at.
I love the rawness, and there is something very sentimental about the I love the acoustic version.
More
I can
intimate?
I can understand why the other one has a lot more power.
Yes.
But it's got more power because of everything else around it. To me, the power in this comes specifically through his voice.
Right.
And it's just amazing hearing really the voice taking everything and being supplemented by all the instruments, as opposed to having the guitar duet with the voice in the electric version.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So the isolation is, for you, key on this.
Yeah.
It's really focusing on the emotion. God. Yeah. All right, next verse. Powerful stuff, right?
Oh my God, yes!
And LJ's talked about this before. So in writing this song, obviously racism was forefront on their mind. And obviously his experiences as an American at forefront on his mind. But one of the things that he's talked about too is that, yes, racism is what this song is kind of about, but it can also be just about anything that's happening in your life too. And I love the beauty about that, because the poetically, this could feel like any liminal figure, any outsider who feels put upon can read themselves into it, it feels like to me.
Yes, I can see that. To me, the racism, of course, takes front and center, because really, everything is racism. If you look, I mean, everyone has to suffer through it. Not like black people, not like brown people, not like the Indians.
Yes.
You're stuck in a world where what we have been taught is normal and expected should never have been taught was normal or expected.
Right.
We decided to go ahead and like he says before, they say the devil lives in my soul. They said that.
Right.
All these other people decided that he's not on their side, so the devil is anywhere, he's in them.
Yeah.
So now he's even praying to their God to let him go.
That, yes.
I mean, yeah.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, though.
Yes, it is. And again,
And painful.
That's what I love about it, too. The rawness of the lyrics, the rawness of the poetry in this. And then LJ's voice. Oh.
He's got an amazing voice.
Yeah.
Shadows follow, so close behind me. Oh, I look in the mirror, I don't know exactly what I see. Oh, God, can't you help me? Get out of here. I feel like I'm living deep in hell.
But I see what you mean. This really does make itself a song for everyone who's ever wished they weren't who they were.
Yeah.
You know, gay kids looking in the mirror, wishing they weren't as gay or as butch or as or whatever it is that they have been told is wrong.
Yes.
Women. It leaves me speechless, because it's so painful. Which is read these lyrics and think, yeah, that's actually the world we live in, and that's actually a world we recreate daily.
Yes. It's a world that we feed back into, that all of those things are almost like a feedback loop that just keeps getting worse and building upon itself. I do love, though, and as painful as the lyrics are, I'm glad they're being expressed. And I'm glad they're being expressed by someone like LJ, who, number one, can sing the way that he sings.
Oh, my God.
So incredibly powerful. And, you know, I'm torn about which one I like better, because I love the energy of this one. And a moment ago, you said that you felt like the instrumentation in the acoustic one kind of takes a backseat to LJ's voices. I almost think too that for the guitarists, their guitars shine through in this one a little bit more. Even though they're not electric, even though they're not being pushed through the monitors, it's kind of like we watched AC/DC, and I said I felt like they just walked in and plugged in and started playing, and there was that intimacy to it, that rawness. I love the rawness of this.
Well, what I see is that you get. Yeah, I think we've discussed this before. The heavy sounding, harder music that you enjoy, that you've been teaching me about, which I appreciate. It's never the first thing I find compelling about a song.
Sure.
What I've learned from you is the lyrics and everything else bring me in. So the second one, the beauty of his voice brings me in on the second one more than the first one. And I'm not sure if it's because he doesn't have to worry about being overpowered by other instrumentation. Right. I don't know what it is, but there's something more melodic. There's something more plaintive. There's something just more raw in the acoustic version, which just is compelling.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's going to be a tough decision for me at the end of this because I don't know where I'm at, which one I like better. Yeah. I've always liked that part too. He's not scatting really, but the way that he's doing those lyrics, it's less singing and more angry yelling.
Yes.
Although he's still singing. So it's kind of a weird thing. He's
yelling the tune.
Yeah, I guess so. There's such anger in that.
Yes.
There's adversarial anger in that.
Well, to me, it doesn't feel... what it feels like... How do you put this? When you're stuck and there's no way out for you...
You're in the corner.
And there's nothing... There is literally nothing you can do to get out of this corner.
Yeah.
You have to beg other people to let you out.
Yes. Yeah, I get that.
He's doing nothing. That's what he's not doing anything wrong. He's minding his own business. He's still stuck in the corner. Could you please just let him go?
So no agency, no liberty, not even the ability to move.
Not even the fact that you did nothing wrong. All you did was exist, and that was enough.
Right. Yeah. Okay, let's do the acoustic.
My own business. I read the word, nothing wrong. I wasn't now for my dad, my own.
this is what I mean about, I think this also highlights the playing a little bit better because there's no effects, because there's no cacophony of the other instrumentation. You can actually hear each note that guy's hitting on that guitar. So while I do love the energy and I love the emotion of the studio version, I do think that just from an instrumentation standpoint, this is highlighting that guy's technical ability as well.
Yes, I have to agree with you.
Damn, I want to hear that again. That was, man. Now I know he's a professional musician. That's what he does for a job. But like, how do you express that much emotion like on cue? You know what I mean? You and I have both told stories on stage where you have to build up to telling something emotive and telling something that will move the audience. How do you know every night I have to do this? That blows my mind, man.
I can absolutely, I mean, my God, he is just amazing. But, you know, he lives his life every day. So I'm sure this is not something new to him ever.
I know. It blows my mind to know that there are people out there who can do that on cue.
On call.
Yeah, and not have to suffer for it. You know what I mean? Because when I would do stuff that, and I don't know, maybe I'm projecting onto you, but whenever I know that I have to do something like that, when I have to do something performative that I know is going to be emotional, I have to have a landing strip afterwards where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to be in the other room for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then I just go away because I need some me time. But to know that every night you got to do something like this.
But keep in mind, that is what the song is about. Because the people he's talking about, they don't get me time.
Yeah, true.
They never get me time. They get, we don't like you here, and they move over there, and we don't like you over there either.
True.
So that's what the song is about.
Oh, God. Devastating. One of the things I like about the studio version is it's super heavy. I think it's, correct me if I'm wrong, YouTube, is it tuned down to D tuning? I think it's drop D, but it's super heavy. The sound is super crunchy, but it's just fast enough. It's not so fast that you're like, this is too fast, I don't really like this. And it's not, but it's that perfect speed, it feels like to me. Here, we'll let these guys finish up on the
Ain't doing nothing wrong.
Wow.
That was amazing. You know, I can see the beauty in the other one as well. I can see the beauty in the more, what would you call it? The more
metal version.
The more metal version. I can see that. I can see how that flows. For me, I'm always going to go
to the acoustic one.
Go to the acoustic one. I think so.
This is a hard decision for me.
Oh my God. I've never heard this. I've never heard this man or this song before, and this is amazing.
So we've seen him at concert before, and he does this on stage. Like LJ is just that's just how good he is.
God.
So I don't know. Ladi's going acoustic.
Yep. But I've always been an acoustic guy.
We'll just split it. I'll go studio.
You know, I think that's fair.
We'll split it. I'll go studio. I know it seems like a cop-out.
But it does. If that's what you like, you should like what you like.
But I think for me, it's kind of 50-50. It's going to be one of those, what mood am I in? Because if I'm in an angry mood, if something has happened and I am pissed off and I feel like the world needs to be fought, obviously this is the one I'm going with.
Yeah,
but if
I get that.
But if it's after the fact and I just need to process this, man, then I'm going with this one. God. So it's kind of 50-50 for me.
His voice is amazing. Thank you.
Yes, I'm glad you liked it.
I've never heard of this person ever, but that's the case with a lot of people you've introduced me to.
Well, folks, let us know what you think.
Yeah,
we'd be
please.
interested in your decision as well, because this is one for me, it could go either way. So tough. Leave us some comments. Make sure you keep them nice. Otherwise, we just delete them. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And take care of yourselves, folks.
Yeah. Adios.
See you soon.